If you're a perfectionist, I would say go ahead and get out of that now. If you like to be in control, I would say go ahead and get out of that now, because sometimes you're not going to be able to have control over everything. Because I look like I'm the man. Yeah, but I was counting up like that. What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name is Aziza. I am a third semester nursing student. I also work as a nurse extern / PCT. And today's video is basically just going to be about how I balance being a full-time mother, a nursing student, as well as an employee. I know there were a couple of comments that wanted to know how I balance these things, so I figured I would make a video about it. So let's jump into the video. So the first thing that I have is, if you're a mom, basically you want to figure out what your kids are going to be doing. For me, I have a 15-year-old, I have a 7-year-old, and I have a 3-year-old. My 15-year-old, of course, he's pretty independent. I don't have to worry about getting him on the bus, getting him off the bus, just wondering where he'll be and who's going to look after him while I'm in class or in clinicals or whatever. For my 7-year-old and my 3-year-old, I basically set it up to the point where I found a daycare that opens maybe around 6 a.m., 6:30 a.m. And I just dropped them both off there before I head to class. They have a daycare bus that takes the older children to school, so they'll take her to school when it's time, and then they'll also pick her up and bring her back to that same daycare. So at the end of the day, when it's time for me to pick them up, I can just pick them up together, and I don't have to worry about going here or trying to figure out who is going to pick my middle girl up from school. Everything is pretty much handled, and it just makes it more convenient for me. I don't have to do too much. Now, when I'm going to work, basically 9 times out of 10, my mom will watch my children. Sometimes my son, he's old enough, he's responsible enough. Everyone has phones as well as a tablet where I can call and check in and actually see them, and that's pretty much how I do that. But I understand that that's not the case for everyone, so I would just say, really put yourselves together a village, because you're gonna need it in nursing school. You're gonna need it. So that would be my advice for that. So the next thing that I want to talk about is planning. Planning. This is basically how I know everything that I have going on, the free time or the blocks that I have available to study, where I have to be, what bill needs to be paid, literally all of that. So a lot of us who are starting nursing school, in nursing school, or desire to be in nursing school have type A personalities, so it's already in us to be a planner, but you literally want to amplify that when you're in nursing school. Put everything down. The day that you're going to be deep cleaning, the day that you're going to be washing this child's hair, the day that this child needs to be to an appointment. On this day, we're going to church. On this day, I'm going to be exercising. You literally, on this day, I have class. On this day, this assignment is due. On this day, etc., etc. You want to make sure you put as much down as possible, because this is going to help you figure out the blocks that you have available to fit in study time. And it's not going to always go as planned. I would say 50% of the time it goes as planned, but you would just go in and readjust and move things around to make sure that you still find the time to get everything done. So if you're a perfectionist, I would say go ahead and get out of that now. If you like to be in control, I would say go ahead and get out of that now, because sometimes you're not going to be able to have control over everything, because nursing school itself is just unpredictable, and a lot of the times you're going to have to rearrange your life of what you have planned in order to, commit to that, or, commit to that, or do what it is that you need to have done for nursing school, because in this season, it is the most important thing. So you want to change things to fit around that schedule. So yeah, basically plan. I literally put everything on the planner. The next thing that I want to talk about is prepping. As a mom, prepping is probably going to be your best friend, whether you're in nursing school or not. It just really helps your day-to-day run just a little bit smoother, you know? So for me, like I said, I have 3 kids. One is 15, so he can pretty much do a lot of the things on his own. But for my 7-year-old and my 3-year-old, of course, I still have to be present. I still have to brush teeth. I still have to give baths, take out clothes, iron clothes, whatever. So one of the things that I do for my younger girls is I prep their clothes for the week. So I have this shoe rack on the back of my door, and it literally has I would say 28 shoe holders, maybe a little bit more. Either way it go, it's enough space for me to prep 2 weeks worth of clothes as well as pajamas. So that's literally what I do. So after wash day, I go through and I go ahead and take out 2 weeks worth of clothes. It used to be a 1-week prep before I started nursing school, but I literally try to prep as much as I can. Sometimes over the summer, I actually prep for the month. So I stuff both daughters' outfit in one cubby, right? So that allowed me to do 4 weeks worth of clothes, which lasts for the whole month. So definitely freed me up. I didn't have to worry about coming home trying to figure out what they're gonna wear the next day. Of course, a lot of the times I still would have to take it out and iron it, but it just saved me the hassle of trying to go into the closet and put something together. Like, it's literally already done. Super convenient, huge time saver, and I love it. Another thing that I'm prepping are my meals. So, you know, your girl is on a budget. I'm in nursing school. A lot of my money is going to bills and gas and my children. So I don't have much free money, if you will. So I prep my lunch. Not only prep my lunch, but I prep our dinner for the next 2 days so that I'm not coming home cooking every day. Again, another time saver, because when we get home, I can take whatever I've prepared for a couple of days out, warm that up, give the kids dinner, and then it's off to do baths. Once they have their bath, I brush their teeth, wrap their hair up, and then they're in the bed by 8:30. So that's giving me at least 3 hours to study as much as I can before I head to bed myself. So prepping is another game changer, you guys, and I would definitely suggest adopting that into your schedule, even like when you're not in nursing school. That's just something that is going to help moms on a daily basis save more time so that they can allocate their time to other things, whether you are starting a business, you want to exercise, whatever the case may be. Like, let's make life easier for ourselves. So all right, so number 4, guys, is to basically budget and sacrifice. Budget and sacrifice. This one has literally been one of the hardest things for me, because I'm coming from being in a relationship, having a 2-parent household, and just being able to, like, you know, cater to myself, whether it's lashes, I'm going to get my nails done, my hair is done monthly. I could buy the kids this, we can go here, we can go there. But baby, when I started nursing school, all that was out the window, okay? For starters, your school schedule is super hectic. So if you're used to working 1, 2, 3 jobs, you might not be able to do that. Some people might still be able to, but for me, I can't do that because I don't have a huge village. I live in Atlanta, but I'm from a small town in Southwest Georgia. So that's where a lot of my family members live. So I can really only work a certain amount of time during, you know, certain days or whatever the case may be. But either way it go, you have to budget your money. Like, you can't spend how you used to. And then you have to sacrifice those nails, the monthly hairstyle, sacrifice those lashes. In the end, though, your sacrifice is definitely gonna pay off. You know what I'm saying? You're in grind mode. It's a grind season for you, so you have to be willing to get uncomfortable in order to be comfortable. It's for a greater purpose. If you're a single mom, like, you're doing this to be able to provide for your family, have be in a career field where you can move around and always have a job readily available in order to help you provide. So be willing to budget, be willing to sacrifice, because that also comes with being a single mom in nursing school. Number 5 is basically to delete social media, all distractions. You know, basically how it sounds, that's what it is. Get off social media. It is a time consumer. And before you know it, hours will have went past while you are scrolling on social media, when you could be using that time to study, do things around the house. Social media is going to be there, I promise you. I just tell myself, like, I would rather disappear 6 months or 12 months and then pop back out with a new life or with a new bag or whatever the case may be. Like, I've never been the type to be pressed about social media. I love living a private life. I love being a present mom. I love taking care of my household. And so I don't prioritize being on social media and scrolling. I don't care what people got going on. Honestly, the world is not the same anyway. So I enjoy being in my bubble and not letting what's happening in the outside world affect my emotions, dictate how I move, or none of that. So that's where I'm at with that. Eliminate it, honestly. It's not going nowhere. Grind. Literally, you're in grind. This is a grind season for you. So, and that's what I tell myself. So for number 6, I basically just put to be organized with your studies. Basically just study anytime you get, which everything that I've said prior to this falls into this category, because if you plan, if you prep, if you delete social media, if you sacrifice stuff, then you will have that extra time to study. I mean, even if it's only 25-minute increments, like, study as much as you can, because, like, subconsciously it's in your head. You know, the more you do it, it's going to be stored in your long-term memory. When it comes time to, like, deep study the week before, a couple days before, like, a lot of the stuff you already know, and you're just filling in, learning and memorizing the small details, and you're doing active recalls to really, make sure you understand the concept. But type up your notes, put it up on your phone. You're at the kid's doctor's appointment, pull out your phone, study that document. Or, you get to class maybe 15-20 minutes early, pull out your phone, start studying that information, because it's going to pay off in the end. I promise you. We are super busy as single moms, and we have other responsibilities that may not be the case for everybody, but we have to just do more. More is required of us in order to stay in the game. So study every chance you get, be organized, plan everything out, be ahead. Actually, nursing school, if you know, a lot of it is just busy work, but the busy work is what takes you away from actually studying. So stay on top of it, do your assignments ahead of time, and just study every chance you get. Like I said, I don't care if it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 25 minutes, 30 minutes. Study every chance you get, because it's gonna help you in the end. Last but not least, pray, and seek God first. Y'all know I am a huge advocate of putting God first in all that you do. I can honestly say that I would not be here today in my 3rd semester without God, like, without praying, without fasting, without just seeking Him. Because once you do that, I guarantee you, He's gonna carry you through, baby. Having a relationship with Him is probably the most important key to your success in nursing school, if you ask me. And I think that that's why I like to incorporate it into my channel, because nursing school is hard. Nursing school is hard. The content is not necessarily the hardest, but it's the trials and tribulations that you have to go through while being in nursing school, especially as a single mom. It's the broke days that you have to experience. It's the failed tests that you have to experience after you've studied super hard for it. It's just the process, you know. It's just the process in itself. And if you don't have God, if you don't have faith, then you won't have the strength to endure it. So keep him first, because I promise you, he is going to see you through. I just love him so much, and I will continue to tell everyone what he's done for me, because I know that all of this is by the grace of God. Just getting accepted into nursing school, to successfully moving through the semesters, to just, you know, surviving while being in such a season as this. So keep God first. That should have been number one, but I wanted to save the best for last, the most important thing for last. So that's it, y'all. Those are the things that I do to balance or manage while in nursing school. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next one.
Who hit the club and his cops feeling jealous? We in the bag and we mugging the T.I. And I'm with a bad bitch and a god and a div. Oh yeah, I'm still saying this bitch knows like, is it all?